Hello everybody, and thanks for dropping by. Welcome to my channel. I have just taken my rally out. It is April 22nd and I am so ready to ride. But before I do that, there's some really important things that need to be done so that I can be successful in my rides and have a good time and not worry about anything. So, of course, the very first thing is a good wash. And she's dirty. She's dusty, been sitting in the shop for all these months and collecting dust. So we need to get rid of all that dust and give her a good wash. Also, as I'm washing, I'm going to pay close attention to several components to do an inspection to make sure that everything's good. There's cables, there's lights, headlights, signal lights, all that kind of stuff that we need to look after and make sure is in good operating condition before we go out for our first ride. So I'm going to wash her up now and then we'll do the inspection after this. Okay, thanks for joining and watching along. Okay, so first we want to get as much of the dust off that we can. I don't like to pressure wash my Ryker. The pressure just doesn't do well on electrical components and things of this nature. So I'm just going to do a light dusting with the hose, and after that I'll give it a good hand wash. And so here we go. Whoa, that was fast. So now I'm going to wipe her down, and all I'm using for soap is and water is some hot water and some Dawn dishwashing liquid. It cuts grease well and it's inexpensive and it does a good enough job for me. After that I will be using a finishing spray for matte finish, seeing as most of my bike is a matte black. And we'll see how that goes. So you want to make sure that you get in all the nooks and crannies. Use lots and lots of water, just like this. I've got a couple towels here or rags. I've got a brush, a soft brush, so I can get into the nooks and crannies and make sure she's clean. Lots of water, lots and lots of water and soap. And just get in there and get all the remaining dust and dirt off. And when we're done this, we're going to give her another rinse, and then we'll put a finishing spray on and make her look awesome. Okay. Okay, so there we go. She's all soaked up, and we're going to give her another rinse. Just a quick rinse, and then I'm going to use a finishing spray to shine her up a little bit, and I'm good to go in that respect. Okay, so she's washed and rinsed and then detailed. I'm not really happy with the detailing. This is what I use. This is the first time I've ever used this, and I'm not completely happy with it. It left some water spots, although I do dry my bike after I wash it and rinse it. I do dry it thoroughly, and then I would use the detail spray, but I'm not really happy with how that happened. This is the first time I've used this product, so you know, guys, if you see a better product or have used a better product on the market, please do let me know so that I can use that as well. It says that it's a protectant. That was a big concern of mine to protect, because I'm in the sun a lot. For any that follow my channel, they know that I do ride a lot in the mud and dirt, and I do get very, very dirty. So I need something that protects my Ryker better. We'll see. Just drop me some hints and some advice on what you use to protect your Ryker. So now that that's done, As I was washing and drying and looking after my Ryker and getting her ready for my ride tomorrow, I also was looking at an inspection of the components on the Ryker to make sure that it is capable and ready to roll. So here are just some of the things that I've been looking at. This is something I do every spring at the start of my season, and it just gives me a good head start and the confidence I need. It is a machine and it is built by humans, so it's not perfect, right? So we need to look after it and make sure it's running fine and great. So first of all, the tires, we want to make sure that air pressure is correct. It's very important, especially in a Ryker, because a lot of people feel that movement on the road, and if your air pressure is off, it's going to make it far worse. So make sure your air pressure is right. Go to the manufacturer's specifications and make sure that that is up to par. And then the tread depth. I have noticed that the tread on the outside of my front wheels is more wore than the inside. So it may mean that I will change one tire over from the other and solve that problem and get a little bit of more wear out of my tires. And then brakes. You need to make sure that your brakes are in good order. Make sure that your brake fluids are up. Cables to the brakes, make sure there's no leakage, make sure there's no bulges, no cracks or leaks. That's very important. That can happen over winter when it's very dry and things dry out a lot. So very important to make sure your cables in that sense are good. You want to make sure that your throttle moves easily when you turn it and that it snaps back quickly. Mine is good. That's great. Also, you want to make sure that your battery is in good working condition. Make sure your cables are tight, make sure they're clean. They can corrode over the winter time of being left, and so you want to make sure they're cleaned up. I do have the advantage of having a heated shop, so I don't have mine on a charger or a tickle charger, so that's good. And when I started her up, she just started right up and I was good to go, but I want to make sure that the cables are clean and in good condition going to the battery. Also, of course you want to make sure that your turn signals are working, that your headlamps, high and low beam, are working, that your brake lights are working, so that you can be confident when you're out there in traffic that they're going to see you and that you'll be safe that way. So also your engine oil. So start your bike up, bring it up to temperature, and then shut it off and quickly check your oil level for your engine and make sure that's up. If you did not change your oil before you put it away for the winter, then you should change it now. It's just recommended that you do that because over the winter and leaving it idle, there may be some rust or inhibitors in there, and a fresh oil change cleans that up and gives you that protection that you need. What else? Make sure your suspension is working well. Have a look at your shocks and see if there's any leakage there. And that will be an indication that you have a leak in your shocks and you need to update your shocks or change them. So that's it. I'm ready for the road. I just want to mention on May 7th, it is International Female Ride Day. Girls, you got to get out there. I don't care if you go for a short ride to the store or you go to town or whatever you're doing, solo or with a group, you got to get out there and support us women. We're strong and we're getting stronger. When I first started riding the Ryker, we were about 20% of the riding community. That has been increased to, I think it's 24% now. So you know what? We're making headway. Get out there and ride. But before you do that, wash your Ryker or your Spider and make sure it's in good running condition and have a great year. Thanks for following. I'll see you again in the next video.